Good morning. I wanted to share some findings and a study on Babylon and connect some dots with what's happening now today in this month, this time. Okay, so I'm going to read a brief summary um, from a website that I read through. So, the reputation for defiance. The ancient city of Babylon plays a major role in the Bible, representing a rejection of the one true God. It was one of the cities founded by King Nimrod, according to Genesis 10:9 through 10. Babylon was located in Shinar, in ancient Mesopotamia, on the eastern bank of the Euphrates River. Its earliest acts of defiance was building the Tower of Babel. Scholars agree the structure was a type of stepped pyramid called a ziggurat, common throughout Babylonia. To prevent further arrogance, God confused the people's language so they could not overstep his limits on them. For much of its early history, Babylon was a small, obscure city-state until King Hammurabi chose it as his capital, expanding the empire that became Babylonia. Located about 59 miles southwest of modern Baghdad, Babylon was laced with an intricate system of canals leading off the Euphrates River, used for irrigation and commerce. Breathtaking buildings adorned with enameled brick, neatly paved streets, and statues of lions and dragons made Babylon the most impressive city of its time. King Nebuchadnezzar, whatever. Historians believe Babylon was the first ancient city to exceed 200,000 people. The city proper the city's proper measured 4 square miles. City was properly measured 4 square miles on both banks of the Euphrates. Much of the building was done during the reign of King Nebuchadnezzar, referred to in the Bible as Nebuchadnezzar. He built an 11-mile defensive wall outside the city, wide enough on top for chariots driven by 4 horses to pass each other. Is it Nebuchadnezzar, Chadnezzar or Cadnezzar? I don't know. Nezzar was the last truly great ruler of Babylon. His successors were insignificant by comparison. Nebuchadnezzar was followed by his son Awel, Marduk, the evil Merodach in 2 Kings 25:27 through 30. Neriglissa and Labishi Marduk, who was murdered as a child. The last king of Babylon was Nabonidus in BC 556 to 539. So we know that the Babylonians, they rejected the one true God, and they tried to build a tower that reached the heavens as an act against the one true God. And they tried to make themselves or their leaders their God. Okay, this is Isaiah 47. Go down, sit in the dust, virgin daughter Babylon. Sit on the ground without a throne, queen city of the Babylonians. No more will you be called tender and delicate. Take millstones and grind flour. Take off your veil, lift up your skirts, bare your legs, and wade through the streams. Your nakedness will be exposed, and your shame uncovered. I will take vengeance. I will spare no one. Our Redeemer, the Lord Almighty is his name, is the Holy One of Israel. Sit in silence, go in darkness, queen city of Babylonians. No more will you be called queen of kingdoms. I was angry with my people and desecrated my inheritance. I gave them into your hand, and you showed them no mercy. Even on the aged, you laid a very heavy yoke. You said, I am forever the eternal queen. But you did not consider these things or reflect on what might happen. Now then, listen, you lover of pleasure, lounging in your security and saying to yourself, I am, and there is none besides me. I will never be a widow or suffer the loss of children. Both of these will overtake you in a moment on a single day. Loss of children and widowhood. They will come upon you in full measure, in spite of your many sorceries and all your potent spells. You have trusted in your wickedness and have said, no one sees me. Your wisdom and knowledge mislead you. When you say to yourself, I am, and there is none besides me, disaster will come upon you, and you will not know how to conjure it away. A calamity will fall upon you that you cannot ward off with a ransom. A catastrophe you cannot foresee will suddenly come upon you. Keep on, then, with your magic spells and with your many sorceries which you have labored at since childhood. Perhaps you will succeed. Perhaps you will cause terror. All the counsel you have received has only worn you out. Let your astrologers come forward, those stargazers who make predictions month by month. Let them save you from what is coming upon you. Surely they are like stubble, the fire will burn them up. They cannot even save themselves from the power of the flame. These are not coals for warmth. This is not a fire to sit by. That is all they are to you. These you have dealt with and labored with since childhood. All of them go on in their error. There is not one that can save you. So there is a mirror for this about to happen in our world today, this month, because we are in the end days. I'm just going to read the highlighted here. With its top in the heavens, God disrupted the work by so confusing the language of the workers that they could no longer understand one another. The city was never completed and the people were dispersed over the face of the earth. If you do not know, Elon, SpaceX, received approval to send the tallest rocket to the firmament. So in the same way as them trying to reach the heavens with their Tower of Babel, his rocket is the tallest rocket, and it also is a mockery to God, to Jesus. There's 33 Raptor engines in this thing. And we know that the wicked ones like to use that number because it was the age of Jesus during his crucifixion. The Starship and Super Heavy Launch System is the world's tallest and most powerful rocket. Sounds similar to the tower that they were building that they were so proud of. It stands nearly 400 feet tall, 121 meters, has a touted lift capacity of 165 tons or 150 metric tons, and is designed to be fully reusable. SpaceX aims to use Starship as a workhorse heavy lift launcher as well as for deep space missions, and has already sold flights around the moon to space tourists. That part is a cover-up. NASA also plans to use the Starship rocket to land Artemis 3. Artemis 3 is the sister of Apollyon, the destroyer. I'm sure most of you know by now Elon's Halloween costume. You know that he works for the enemy. He claims to be an atheist or whatever, but if you saw his costume on Halloween, it's pretty clear. And the names of his children, the names of his rockets, and his companies all are related to the enemy. Looking at the numbers, 400 feet tall times 165 tons is 66,000. Then you have 33 rocket engines, or Raptor engines, I mean. That's 3 plus 3 is 6. So 66,006. Could this be what starts the war in heaven? I don't know. Pray. Seek Jesus. Then comes the Great Tribulation. I love you in Christ. God bless.